I'm losing patience for these niggas, gave it all I gotta give. If I give you loyalty, that's what I expect for you to give.
Welcome to Krazyfi, and we're really excited to have you here today. Please, just to start, can you introduce yourself? Can you tell us about you, your personal background and all in music?
Yeah, absolutely. So appreciate you guys having me on your platform.
Yeah.
Again, my name is GTB Tonio. I've been making music for about 2.5 years, coming up on 3 years. So not super long, but it's been a pretty exciting journey. So I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio.
All right.
There aren't a ton of artists out there that are like really mainstream, but we do have a few.
Okay.
And so I've just kind of, I moved out to Los Angeles after undergrad in college, and then went about professional life, corporate, working for a while, and then just kind of finally was like, all right, I'm going to pursue some creative stuff that I've been wanting to do, and that kind of brought me to music, and I realized I was onto something, and so it just kind of got me to this point, which has been pretty exciting.
Oh, I see. Well, so you just started recently, about two or 3 years ago. Wow, that's pretty fresh, But you have a lot of albums out there now. You have a lot of songs out. You've been pushing it back to back, I see.
So the first biggest challenge is just like finding, what you consider like the sound you want to sort of make your primary sound.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like someone who loves to kind of experiment with music. I consider myself a music lover. So like I listen to every artist, listen to every genre. But then, from an external side, I think the hardest thing is like figuring out how to find an audience, how to promote yourself, how to market, doing it independently. And then like kind of knowing who are the right partners and people to work with, and like when you should maybe steer clear. So
So now you're doing it full time, actually, music.
Yeah. Yep.
Full time. Yeah.
So I mean I do have a regular job that
that
I keep separate, but that's just something that I personally have always liked doing. I feel like music, it takes a ton of time, but it isn't something where, I always like, for me, it doesn't necessarily provide the structure that I like in life. Like I was a former athlete, so I like to constantly have things constantly going. And so for me, it's like I basically have two jobs. I have a regular job that in some ways lets me like financially support my own business, but then also I've got this music, which is really my personal business, and it's exciting to kind of grow it and use one thing to support the other, and always have that flexibility.
I see. That's actually very difficult. Trying to balance everything is going to be really stressful as well. But you finding the time to balance this too, I think it's actually going to be very stressful to you. So, but how do you find the time to balance it? When do you record your songs, and how do you make a plan to do it?
Yeah, so I mean, the way we like, again, I kind of consider myself a business person first, as much as I am a creative. So we really sit down and strategize and plan the concept that we want to create, because we want our albums and our projects and just like our songs in general to be projects like that are cohesive. So we really plan that, and then we use the business behind it all to sort of be the backbone to how we're going to go about releasing a project. Like generally, because I'm not again, a lot of artists are people who are like multi-talented in music itself. So they do production, they engineer, and also like sing and rap. They do everything. I am not one of those people. I have no technical skills. I just know it sounds good. So I have surrounded myself with a team of like great people, and then pretty much we'll write every song before we go into the studio. So when we go to a studio session, it might be 6 hours, but we're gonna also record 6 songs.
Oh, I see.
And then and then that way, spend the rest of the time just mixing, mastering, editing, and perfecting.
Oh, I see. Oh, this is a good strategy, actually. That's a perfect strategy. So what do you intend to achieve right now for music, since you're pushing it forward this far? What do you intend to achieve from me at this point?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I have pretty lofty goals for myself. I want to definitely get to the top of the game, where I mentioned with you know, the Drakes, the Tory Lanez, the Tootsies,
yeah,
all those huge artists that are succeeding. I want to get to that level. But then, you know, beyond that, once I get past the time of me necessarily being a consistent performer and artist, I want to leave the business side. So I'm really huge on the business side. I want to expand my label, potentially partner with the major if we get to that point, bring on other artists and sort of be a mentor to them through the process as well.
Yeah. So which means, do you prefer being independent? Do you, or are you looking to sign to a label at some point? So how is it?
We've had offers. I think the thing right now for me is, one, because I have a great, you know, I have financial stability. I'm able to really like fund the things that I want to do the way I want to do them. It's awesome. And the second side is we've gotten to the point where we can essentially sign ourselves to our own record deals because we've been able to generate revenue through our label, through our business. We now are all able to go to banks and get money. So I don't necessarily need a label, and that's kind of a great position to be in. I'm not against them, you know, I'm not against them at all, but I don't feel like I need one, and I'm not going to go partner with one unless it's the right situation around for me. And that goes to like creative control, the ability to like choose my team around me, all of that.
Okay. So that's your right situation, as long as you can be able to have controls over your music. So this is the right situation for you to go to a label in case you're offered to. Oh, I see. But being independent, don't you think is giving you all those, you know, you're having the freedom and all. What do you think a label can bring to the table that you cannot do right now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I think it depends on every artist sort of position. I don't really think that a label can do anything that a person can't do for themselves. That being said, the things that labels typically can offer are internal network and money. And so, you know, it's if you can get the same network and resources, or you can get the same money, then a label can't necessarily do things that you couldn't do for yourself. That being said, they can give you people that can expand your team and maybe take some of the stresses off you as the business does pick up and as you start to need additional support and infrastructure.
Okay. So who is your inspiration in music? You know, which music artist inspires you more?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that I have necessarily one, because I do like listening to everybody. I definitely have some favorites though. Like, I love Kanye West, love Drake, love Tory Lanez, love Tusi's music. Those are all definitely people that are constantly in my playlist. Even some like newer up and coming artists who aren't as big, like Vori. You know, I love his sound. I love what they're doing in terms of like their vibe. But I think I've always kind of related more to like the R&B people. So whoever's like in that R&B lane has been like a big influence for me.
Okay. So, but based on your music style, was there any music artist, you know, is there any artist out there that you listen to and you feel like, okay, I just want to sing like him, you know, a little bit of sound like him, you're following his footsteps and so on?
No, never. I don't want to be anyone but me. You know, I do want to work with a bunch of artists, but I don't think I really want to emulate anyone.
The past 3 years, you started making music. You know, have you had an offer that an offer that came to you, but you didn't go with it, and right now you regret? You wish like you should have gone with it at that point. Is there any offer that you have at that?
No,
nothing you regret at all.
No, I mean, I don't feel like I really regret a lot of things in life, period. But when it comes to like music and business, we always like evaluate wherever we're at in that time, you know, from all perspectives. And so like, if it makes sense, we would do a deal. But if it doesn't make sense, you know, I don't ever feel bad walking away, because I don't feel like at the end of the day, one scenario is going to make or break me.
Okay. So besides music, let's say right now, you know, if someone offers you $1 million and say, gee, can you stop making music for this particular amount? Do you think there's any amount that can be offered to you right now that will make you feel like, okay, I can just take the money and stop making music?
Me take the money and stop making music
Yes.
forever?
Yeah. If there is there an amount, is there a figure that someone can offer to you, to stop making music? This
Give
is
me $1
more
billion.
about
Give me $1 billion and I'll expand my label, sure. And I'll just be in music from the business side. But otherwise, no.
So it's all about the passion as well. So you enjoy making music, So whether you're getting anything from it or not, you just love doing it, for the passion of it. I say.
I mean, if I was doing music, for anything other than the passion, I would have quit a long time ago. Because music, especially early on, it's not bringing you money. It costs you money. Like that's what a lot of people don't realize is like nothing in music is free. Nothing in the industry is free. Like promotion, finding your audience, making it, making the material and the content, like all of that is expensive.
Yeah.
Like so in reality, like I could if I only cared about money, I would just stop because I'm well enough now that I could. If I didn't have music, I could do a lot more stuff.
Do whatever you want to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as an independent upcoming artist, right? What do you think? What mistakes do you think that other independent upcoming artists out there make when they try to coming into this industry? When they try to break through, what are the steps that they take that is wrong, which you can actually say from experience or so?
Yeah, trying to focus only on the creative and not putting the business first. Like the number one thing that messes up artists is that they don't learn and really learn the business. Like if you're going to pay someone to do something, you should actually know what their job entails. So like before you ever pay somebody to market for you or pay someone to put together like Facebook ads, you should know how to make Facebook ads, know how to market and set up a campaign. Like you should understand what the actual benefits of paying for a post on social media are, or paying for a playlist, or like any of those things. You should know how to like spot fake playlists, fake stuff, fake streams, the bots, the people whose influence is actually just fake as well. Like that, like really diving into understanding the swim lanes of music, like the different areas of the business is like the number one pitfall for independent artists. It lets them get scammed. It makes them easy targets. And it's like the reason why they run through money and don't see real results.
When it comes to music, the lyrics, the beat, there are a lot of music nowadays, right? So what do you more focus on? Because I hear a lot of your songs, they are really, really good, especially the lyrics, So is it the lyrics part of it that you focus on, or the instrumental itself? What attracts you first before?
The instrumental first. So for me, the production comes first, and then because I have to love the production. Like for me, when people send me thousands of beats, if I don't like a beat in the first like 3 seconds, and I'm serious about like the first 3 seconds, I will pass on it. And like it's just because the beat has to hook you. That's the first thing someone hears before you open your mouth. They hear the production, and so like the beat has to hook you. But then I write from like personal experience. So all of my writing is in some way, it feels like a story or maybe more relatable because it's just really me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like they kind of work hand in hand. I find the beat I love, I write to it, and then we modify beats. So like the first beat you hear isn't always what the final beat is when the song comes out. Because like we'll make additions, we'll pull in, if like on the album, if you like looked at the credits, and I don't think Spotify even shows like all of them, but we had 17 producers on this album.
Okay, I see.
And it's only 8 songs, so there were some songs where we had 3, 4, 5 producers on them. Okay. But it's just and in those 3, 4, 5 producers, there might have been 3 producers that helped one producer make his part or something like. So
I understand.
It can become a huge web.
I get you. I get what you're saying. So your recent album, Mine Forever, what inspired that song?
Yeah. Well, so the album actually started as just me and Kate, who is the other artist who's all over the album.
Okay.
It started as me and her just going to the studio. She had never made music before, but
Oh, I see.
I knew her coming through college, and I knew she was super talented. She's an incredible dancer. And I was like,
Okay.
all right, I know you can sing, you love music. Let's collaborate on something. Like maybe let's make something. And so we made we made what was the outro of the album called Love Yourself. We recorded that song, and we recorded Can't Find Peace, which is like song 6, I think. And those were just supposed to be 2 singles that we just put out, and there was never supposed to be an album. But then after we left and we had just made like rough mixes, we were like, you know what? Like this sounds incredible. I think we could make some dope stuff from this. Let's just make a whole album. And I ended up around the same time getting out of a relationship with someone that I really cared about. And so that kind of gave me additional content to write about, which is like, that's why you definitely hear a lot of that push and pull relationship subject matter in there.
Yeah, I heard it in the lyrics. You know, you were talking about like you thought you were going to be together forever. Like she's yours, but she is yours for now. Because you had another track called Forever for Now, or Mine for Now. Yeah, Mine for Now. So I listened to it, so I was like, okay, this actually has relation with real life, you know, with your real life. Something like I was gonna ask that as well. So which track is your best track in this album, actually? Out of all, which one is your best track there?
Oh man, that's hard. I think the whole album is pretty good. I like from top to bottom. I think every song kind of hits home for somebody in a different way. The one that like is probably the most commercially successful, like people will flock to that if they're like more of a casual listener, is probably Wait No More. Like I think Wait No More is probably the one that'll instantly sort of snap you. But I think if you're looking for like, for me personally, and if you're looking for what's like the meat and potatoes, if you said summarize this project in one song, it is Mine Forever.
Mine Forever, exactly. I was thinking the same as well, because that's actually very dope, you know, and it's the number 1 on the album, actually. So that's what everyone is going to hear first, and it was really, really good. So what's your advice, you know, to upcoming artists out there everywhere? You know, what's your advice to them? You know, what they should do and what they shouldn't do, and as they are upcoming artists, you know, what's your advice to them?
Yeah, I mean, so I think number 1, like first you have to like believe in yourself and make the things that you love for you. If you do that, you never need external validation for what you're making. Like if you love what you're making, that's really all that matters. And like the reason I say that is because no matter how good or undeniable something you make is, like there are always going to be people who don't like it. Always going to be people who say it's not good enough. All of that. That is like the first piece. So like you have to protect your mental by doing it because you love it and making music for you and not because you think that's what people want to hear. But then the second thing is just like learn the business. Like the only thing you can do is like make yourself as smart as possible about music so that you can one, protect yourself from like the people who will prey on you, but like 2, so you can actually build a sustainable career, you know. Like you don't want to end up out here with bad teams and bad deals and wonder, how did I get stuck in this place? You know, you want to be able to understand everything, so you know, hey, if something went wrong, I know what went wrong and how I got here and how I could fix it the next time.
Exactly. So if you were to collaborate with let's say you have the opportunity to collaborate with a bigger artist right now, which artist do you want on your track right now?
Probably the same people I've been naming. I mean, Drake, of course, love Drake. But I think probably the first person I want to collaborate with is Tusi and Tory Lanez. You know, I know he's in jail right now. Crazy, another situation. Don't necessarily want to get into that, but like, I think those people just musically, we could make something incredible. But I mean, I would love to be in a room with Kanye West or Lil Wayne or you know, Cardi B, you know, Glorilla. I think all of those people are like incredible. We could make some fire music. So I think those are people that are on the list. And then some new people, probably Nardo Wick. He's relatively newer on the scene, but I think Nardo Wick's fire. And maybe like Zay1K, also a new guy, really small independent artist, who I think is incredibly talented.
No, I see. So if you had an opportunity, these are the people you want to be on your track right now. And what if other upcoming independent artists want you on your track? What's it going to take, you know?
I mean, I gotta like the music, but like, you know, but I'm always open to collaborating with people, you know. They just have to message me. I have an email in my bio on Instagram that that tells you how to contact me. And, you know, any artist can always just send me an email, you know, let me know they're interested, hit me with what they want to work on. And, you know, if it makes sense, we'll do it. And, you know, of course, we'll have to come to an agreement on a deal, but
okay.
You know,
so about shows, about events and shows, you know, how available are you? You know, since you're a businessman, and how available are you for shows and events? And have you actually performed outside, and where? How was it? How was it for you?
Yeah, I mean, so I performed in LA primarily. I performed in LA and Ohio, but mostly LA. Done some shows, done a show with Soulja Boy and Lakel. Did a show recently with Breaking Sound. I'm always open to doing shows. You know, it just has to be like the right venue and timing, you know, and potentially opportunity, but always open to doing shows and love performing. So I think that's something that like I is probably the most fun in terms of just like a single moment in music. And something I want to just get more and more exposure and experience with. So
this is really good. So I would like you to talk about yourself, you know, and what your next projects should be, you know, what next projects should be expected from you, you know, so the audience will be able to know what to expect for this year. It's almost the end of 2023. So what should we be expecting? Are we expecting any new EP, any album, any single? What's coming up?
So right now, I really want to focus on continuing to push the project Mind Forever, because I do think it deserves to be heard by everyone.
True.
And so you know, going to continue to focus on pushing that for the rest of the year. I want to put together like a live show with more of like an acoustic setup, you know, live instruments, and do that. You know, potentially put that on YouTube and have like a full performance of the album. I think that would be super dope. So that's something I'm looking to do before the year is out. But we are working on new music. You know, that'll definitely be coming, especially at the top of 2024. And like for the people who are, you know, not necessarily familiar with me, I tell everyone, if you're looking for, you know, dope music, that's something you can vibe out to, also, you know, turn up to potentially and relate to, then like you're gonna rock with me. But you know, if you like my music, you are a little bit toxic. So
I read that as well, your profile. I read that on your profile. So tell everyone about you, your name, just basic information, and then your Instagram, because this is very important. I really want everyone watching this video right now and listening to the podcast to actually be able to reach you very easily. Your name, Instagram, Twitter, any profiles that you know that they should know. You just say out here. I will still put it on the screen so everyone can see you as well.
Again, thank you guys for having me so much. I really appreciate it. My name is GTB Tonio. Again, upcoming hip hop and R&B artist. Always looking to drop new music, staying consistent with it. 40 plus songs that you guys can go check out and discover in the catalog. So please do hop on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, wherever you listen to music, and check it out. You can find me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all at Tone Writes Hits. That is Tone, WRITES, Hits, HITZ. And again, with the username GTB Tonio. So again, I really appreciate you guys having me.
All right. Thank you very much for being here today. We really appreciate it. And I believe that this is not going to be the last one. The next song you're going to release, I will be very, very happy to officially, you know, talk about it with you as well.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to coming back. And we definitely will. Let's connect offline about that idea with the music, because I would love to talk more about those details and see if we can make that.